everybody, short video today about the 2020 through 2022 Shelby GT500 OEM oil separator. I recently did a VMP upgrade on my car. I put the Apex Predator lid in larger street intercooler. That video link is above, but a little bit of a surprise when I took my intercooler out. These oil separators, which are return style, were designed tested with this car at the track. The people testing these cars deemed that the catch can style collectors were not adequate enough. They were filling up with oil, and these cars pulling a lot of G's, a lot of power, a lot of blow-by, were producing a lot of oil mist in the PCV system. So Ford went to this return style system. First up, talking about which cars have this oil separator. So the carbon fiber track pack, all 3 years. The carbon fiber handling package, 21 only, which was a 1 year only option. And then the handling package, 21 and 22, excluding the 20. That was a bit of contention, but it turned out that the 20 cars handling package did not get them. Ford corrected that for the 21 and 22 model years. This was considered an owner or a buyer responsibility to install. This was not installed part of the PDI. If your dealer installed it, that was just a nice thing that they did for you, but owner installed. And I've installed a few of these. Not that big of a job. So how does this thing work? This is your PCV valve right here. Coming up out of the coil cover or the valve cover essentially. It routes it back into this big separator. The mist gets separated, comes into this drain, and it drains right back to where it came from out of this side of the engine, on the passenger side. And clean air is routed, hopefully without oil, into the intake of the supercharger. I was thinking this oil separator was catching all the oil in the PCV system. A little bit of a surprise when I took the intercooler off. We're going to take a look at that now. I had assumed that this separator was doing its job perfectly and that no oil was getting into the intake. However, as you can see, there is still oil getting through the system. Now this, full disclosure, is my track car. Just shy of 10,000 miles, I think 9,800 miles. A lot of those are at the track. But you can see right there, a lot of oil has been escaping. We're going to take a look at the intercooler next. Top side of the intercooler does not look that bad. Looks pretty clean. So this is the bottom, and you can see the back side here is pretty dark with oil. That sits over the supercharger there. This supercharger, incidentally, is reversed from previous generations. So the air comes in, goes down through the supercharger, up through the intercooler. So this is the pressurized side from the supercharger coming up, and that's getting the most oil from the PCV system. And then it goes up through the intercooler, around the lid, and down through the intakes, intake runners, which I have all taped off right there. But you can see quite a bit of gunk. We're going to try a little simple green on a rag here. That's some pretty thick stuff. Of course, that's just on the surface, and it's down inside those fins. Outside, I've got some brake parts cleaner. Now, I'm not obviously using this intercooler anymore, but just gonna spray the brake parts cleaner, see if it cleans it up. So here we go. Oh yeah, cleans it up nicely. And of course, that's getting down in the fins. I gotta angle it up here a little bit. There we go. It's good as new. Of course, had to remove it to do this. Brake cleaner did a great job, and then I just hosed it out with water afterwards. All better. So now that I discovered that the oil separator does not collect all the oil, I wanted to see if I could do something about maybe installing a secondary system to catch the oil. Some oil is obviously getting into the system, so I was thinking about installing a catch can here. I reached out to a couple of people. I reached out to J&L, former JLT, as well as one of the members that was on the design and test team for this car at the track. And I was told, same thing by both people, it would not be advisable. If you put too many restrictions in here, it's going to start finding the weakest link. So a secondary catch can was deemed to be too much restriction, and just to run it as is and accept it for what it is. So just know that if you're doing a lot of boost, a lot of standing on the skinny pedal, you're going to get some blow by. You're still going to end up with oil in your intake. Well, that's it for this short video today. Just wanted the community to be aware that the oil separator that comes on these cars is not collecting all the oil. Some of it's still going to make its way to your intercooler and through your intake. We just have to live with it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.